Hello and welcome everybody to this Xbox Life episode 373. He's back. I am one of your hosts, Brian BJ Swick 33, and along with me is Rob, also known as Presar,
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hello, hello, hello.
and the one and only everybody. We are so excited. We are so happy to have him back. Because all we're going to do is turn the mics on and let him roll as we sit back and watch.
Woo!
Mark
He's
Wingman
got like
709.
Woo! I'm back, baby.
he's probably got like 18 Mark years worth of rants built up, just ready to unleash.
Yeah, and they're all aimed at the two of you for such a horrible podcasting the last month. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You guys keep accusing me of that, but
Or no, he's not.
Oh, that's the thing.
with the exception of the audio last week, that was what the heck was going on, Rob?
Oh, that was 2 weeks ago.
Was it 2 weeks
Oh,
ago?
I was gonna say, what was
That was-
last week?
Yeah, last week was okay. 2 weeks ago, that was when I got my new drum kit.
Something.
Yeah, we
like-
ended up after the show going through and because Rob like moved around some stuff, did some cleaning in his studio, and it looked like one of his wires got kind of jacked up or something like that. So he unplugged it, cleaned it off, plugged it back in, and all of a sudden it stopped. But yeah, it was real weird. He just touched one place here or there, and it was like a drummer going off. It's like Dave Grohl visited our podcast for the show.
Yeah, it was like the festive seasonal thing. I was the drummer boy,
Right.
not so little drummer boy.
So, yeah.
But anyway, so Mark's back, which means all our listeners can come back.
Whatever. People are probably gonna start leaving now. So, but I'm glad, dude. I've missed it. It's been a rough 4 weeks that I've been gone. A lot has happened, and you guys can see my background's different.
Yeah,
So-
I see your
I have lots
Your
of
wet-
boxes.
He's still moving
That's
in,
your-
folks. He's still moving in.
Yes,
That's
eventually
that's
the
your wet
background will
bar, isn't
change.
it? That's your wet bar in your studio, right? Behind you.
Hey, you know what's weird? This is crazy. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. So I'm looking at the Skype window,
Right.
and in the Skype camera, Rob and my microphones are on the left. Okay, but when I look in the Twitch, they're reversed. It's like it's backwards.
Well, Rob's microphone in real life is on his right.
His is
Right.
well, no, it's weird, but on mine, it's reversed. But like so in Skype, I see him with his mic on his right, and in the Twitch
Which
feed, I
is
see it on the
correct.
right. On mine, it's on my right, but in the Twitch feed, it's on the left.
Interesting.
It's
I-
completely reversed.
I
It's
think
like
he-
a reverse image.
Yeah, I think you got a Skype setting where the videos are backwards. Because you even said that earlier today when we were kind of setting up and testing. You're like, oh, it's even backwards when I'm reading it in Skype.
Okay, I'm gonna
you
have to figure that one out because it's just annoying me. But anyways,
Or it could be another thing of where we're just amateurs, we don't know what we're doing, and after 373 episodes, we still can't get it right. Does that sound good?
no, but it's just weird. I notice like I'm backwards
That's-
between it. It's
Yeah.
just weird. I'll have to figure that one out. So, but
So
yeah,
it's
it
it's
was
on your
something with
left.
Skype earlier.
Wait, so your mic is on your left. Is that correct?
It's actually on my yes, it's on my left.
Okay, yeah, because that's how I see it. It's on your left.
But the image, and yeah, it is on the left. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I don't know. It doesn't
All right.
matter. Let's move on.
Well, we
something's wrong. We'll figure it out later.
we
Yeah.
stream live on Twitch every Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern time. So and
We are
you know,
directionally challenged.
Eastern time. Is that on the left or the right? But welcome. And then the podcast goes out obviously on the following day. So before we get to everything we're going to talk about later, we're going to talk about what games we've been playing, and I have some interesting ones, which Mark might even kind of be like, "What?" But I have some funny stories with everything too. So I will go last. So Rob, unless you're lying to us all, what have you been playing?
Okay. Really, I think just one thing this week, other than my usual Clash of Clans, that goes without saying. But I played some Assassin's Creed Chronicles India, and this is the second installment in the Chronicles series of games that Ubisoft has put out. The first one came out shortly after. Oh, what was that one? Unity? Was that the name of it?
Unity was
Assassin's
the
Creed
last. Well,
Unity. Well,
was
No, Syndicate was after that.
yeah. Syndicate is the latest AAA
Yeah,
version. Yes.
right. So it came out with the title before Syndicate, and that one was China. So this is like the second installment. It's a platformer. It's not a first person like the normal Assassin's Creed. And I got to say, the visuals in the game are really nice. I mean, it's fantastic. It's got a couple of different modes, like you're going left to right on levels. You're going like deep into it, sort of. So it's not just a left right platformer. You are going like forward into the game in some sections. It's got some hidden uh, aspects of it, where you're hiding. It's stealth, and you could play it a couple of different ways. It's pretty good for $10. It's definitely worth it. And there's going to be one more to the series coming out in the next couple of months. Because remember we were talking about that, right? Right, Brian? It's
Yes.
going to be out like something like before June, May, June, something like. Anyway, it's going to be out in the next couple of months. I forgot what that one was, and because this one's India, we had China, and then whatever the third one is. But for $10, it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth the cost of like two Big Macs at McDonald's. But that's all I've been playing.
I'm trying to think of these other Assassin's Creed. You look it up. Well, Mark can go. Mark,
Yeah.
what have you been playing?
Not a whole lot. I've been playing Move Across the Country, but
Oh,
uh,
fun! Did you
what?
get gamer score?
No, not for that.
No.
But I did get a chance to. I don't know. I got what do you call? I had some time down at one point, and I was bored, and I impulse bought Black Ops 3. And that was a mistake. Dude, this campaign has got to be one of the most boringest campaigns I've ever played. And I know that's not why you buy Call of Duty. You don't get it for the campaign. But I've always played the campaign, and then I usually go in and play the multiplayer. I haven't even got the multiplayer because I think I'll just get destroyed online. But I thought the campaign looked kind of interesting, and it's just not. I think and I said I was done with Call of Duty. This was the first one I didn't buy. Then I ended up buying it anyways. Um, yeah, I don't know if I'll end up finishing the campaign or not.
Do you
I did get to,
if you think
huh?
about the campaign for Call of Duty to Activision and to the publisher and stuff like that, the campaign is only worth $10.
I know.
So how well in my mind there? I mean, when they did that this year, it kind of just shows like how much the campaign means to them. Because
Yeah.
to me, it
Well,
means it's you know a very small portion of the game. Like they really don't care about it.
it used to be a big portion,
Right.
and now it's not. It's just tacked on now. But
Right.
yeah, it's just boring. And I kind of knew it was going to be. I've been bored with the last couple. It was just like the same thing over and over, and it doesn't matter what they do or what they add. It's just all the weird stuff they put into this one. I'm just like, this isn't even fun.
Yeah.
So
I don't think they
it's a
need it.
letdown.
I don't think they need it. I mean, games like Siege and Battlefront and I mean, games like that just to me show that if you have a
Yeah,
good multiplayer, you do not need a single player game. So,
Titanfall.
Titanfall, to me, I
Yeah,
think Battlefield needs to go back to it cuz I think Battlefield just shoved a campaign in just because Call of Duty had a campaign. And I just would hope Call of Duty would take it out just so Battlefield would take it out because it's just not needed. It's not called for. It's just not there. But sorry, continue.
so I also played a little Siege. I tried to play some Siege today. We were we play a couple rounds and then I got called away.
Yeah.
I didn't get to come back, but I did. I had so much fun trying to get back into that. I love that game. I can't wait to play more. So I hope this week to get some serious time back on my Xbox. But my other big excitement, of course, it'll probably be backwards on my screen, but yeah, that's what I got, baby. I got a Windows 10 phone. I finally cut the cord with with Apple. I cut the iPhone cord that I've been on iPhone, guy. You gotta understand, I've had an iPhone since I don't know if it was the original iPhone or iPhone 2.
You got one when you were in Chicago. I remember
Yes. Back before it was like the first one, and there was nothing else, and like these other companies were trying to throw something out there. And I hated Apple. I've always hated Apple. So I went and looked at every other option, and all their phones were horrid. And like the iPhone was just like, oh, this is sweet, you know? And the iPhone, I still like the iPhone. Okay, don't get me wrong. There are so many things that they do right and that I love about it. But I just hate Apple, and I hate iTunes. I think iTunes is the biggest flaw in that product. My wife's got an iPad, and there's so many things I hate about it. She hates about it. I actually tried to get her to come jump ship with me over to the Windows phone, but she won't do it. She won't leave the iPhone. So she upgraded to a new iPhone. I upgraded to a Lumia 950. And unlike when I went to a Samsung 3 for a very short time in that last 7-8 year iPhone run, I'm pretty sure I know I'll be staying with this. I really like it. I'm really liking this phone. It's a big difference, man. And it's like some people might go, "Oh, it's so easy to use." Not when you've been on an iPhone for 7 to 8 years. It is not easy to use. It's and yeah, it's like your PC, and I got Windows 10 on my desktop, but it is very different when you're trying to use your desktop as a phone. It's not the same thing. So it's interesting. There's a big learning curve, but I really like this phone. I'm really enjoying it, and so I've been playing with that a lot the last couple of days. So it's pretty sweet.
Cool.
So
Excellent.
I will say Waze needs to get off their butt and update the Windows 10 version of this app, because the one they got on here is horrid.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it must be like Waze 1.0, because it's just bad.
Yeah,
and I love Waze, and I loved it on the iPhone, and the Windows 10 app is so bad.
Well, Google owns that now, so you got to get on Google for it.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know if they're going to show the Windows platform a lot of love. So I might have to find a new nav program for Windows 10. So,
well, it's just good that they have it. Period.
Well, you know what,
Yeah.
Rob, have you used it on a Windows 10 phone?
No, never.
Oh, see, you wouldn't say that if you saw it. It's bad, dude. It is bad. It's to the point where like I think I'm gonna have to find something else. It's that bad.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's yeah.
And
so
that's the thing. Like, I've been a developer professionally since 2000. I guess 2001, 2002, and from 2003 to 2003, 2004 till now, I've strictly been like Microsoft platform. Of ASP.NET, MVC, things like that. I am a Microsoft developer, and I've always wanted to get into their phones and stuff. And even at the build and stuff, I was really excited, like, to look at like the phone you have. I was playing with, and it's got an awesome screen. It's got a really nice screen on it. And you mentioned like the XL, which I think is like a bigger version of it. That screen's beautiful too. I mean, it's really nice, and I really like them. But the problem that I feel is that the support they get from third party or other developers are just it. If you compare it to a console, you have Microsoft when it comes to phones would be like in the Wii world. They just don't have the third party support,
Right.
and that's why I have never jumped to them. And I know people that's done iPhones, they've done Android. They're either Android or iPhone. I've known some people that went to Microsoft, and they said they had to at least go back to Android because they just feel the support for the apps weren't there. Even though that the phones are fantastic and they're great. So, but and I've even had one left iPhone, went to Android, and he's coming back to iPhone. Had one from Android go to iPhone, he's going back to Android. So it's really funny like how it cycles around. But I think it's neat to try new things. Like I really want to try something new, but I just don't think I'm ready to. That's just kind of the thing.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is too, when I brought this up in the Facebook group, in our Facebook group, and several people, and I was looking for those. I know there's people out there in our group that run this phone, and that's the people I wanted to talk to, not all the people go, oh, you need to go to Android or go to iPhone or stay with it. I don't want to hear you guys. I've been on the I've had an iPhone for a number of years. I do like it, but I really been wanting to change. There's things that I really hate iTunes. Like I said, I don't like Apple as a company. It's just a personal thing.
Right.
So I've been wanting to cut that cord for a long time, but they make a good phone. I tried Android. I didn't like it. There's a lot of things I didn't like about it. I got one sitting in my desk drawer here. It's a brand new, what is this thing? The 6 Edge or whatever. The Samsung 6 Galaxy S6 Edge. I got this thing sitting here. It sits in a drawer unused. That's my work one that they gave me. I forward them because I don't like the Android either. So I forward them to my personal phone. So I think I finally found something that I do like. So I'm pretty excited. And the thing about the apps is, there's not a lot of stuff. I couldn't use Feedly for some reason. It won't work right. It won't even. I'll go into it and it's like it launches a browser, but it's like a pop-up window that you can't get rid of to get to your Feedly. Not sure why that does that. So I found something else. It's called Fedora.
I like Feedly.
Yeah, I did too. I wish I could get it to work on here. I don't know why it's not working right. And that's something I'll have to investigate. But everything else I used pretty much is on here with, I think with the exception of my Amazon Music. That's the only thing that doesn't work on here. Because it's a Windows 10 phone, they expect you to use, Explorer. But supposedly they're working on a Windows 10 app. So I think with the universal apps, we're going to see some more stuff. But
yeah, the phone,
it's not really that important. So all the stuff I did have, I still can use.
Right.
I didn't use a lot of apps. It was like a newsreader, my GPS, Kindle reader, and pretty much then it's just making phone calls, calendaring, messaging, all that type of stuff. So,
and I'm in the same boat you are. It's like, I think if any phone has like 5 or 6 core apps that I use, like, Twitter, Facebook, Feedly, and then also like Google Music and Sirius XM Radio, like if it uses mainly those things there, it's just like, oh, I'm good. I can handle or use anything else because as long as I have some sort of iOS device, I can use and play my apps and my games and stuff. And, I got a mini here, iPad mini. So, I'm good to switch anytime that I would want. It's kind of like one of those things. And actually, you know how we do. I know we're talking phones. This is a gaming related thing, but
sorry.
No, it's all right. Like with my iPhone, I'm on the 18-month plan. I trade it in, I get a new phone or whatever. But if I keep it for 24 months, the phone's mine. Well, just so happens when the iPhone 7 comes out, that'll be when my 24 months is there. So I won't have to trade in my phone to get my iPhone 7 for nothing. So I'll get to keep my phone. So I could actually jump in and keep my phone and then just turn on airplane mode and boom, I'm good to go. But most likely I'll be going to the 7. I won't be making a jump for another couple of years or a year.
Yeah.
So if anybody's having issues with, if you can't hear us, then obviously you're having an issue. Hit restart. It seems to be fixing any of the issues. But all right, cool. Is that all you've been playing?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to sidetrack us. Just I'm excited. It's something I've been playing with.
Yeah.
Is my phone, but and if people out there, are looking at it, again, I would say, for me, it's just if you use tons of apps, then this is not the phone for you.
Yeah.
If you don't have a ton, then you can look and find out if they work on it. And I really like it. I really dig this phone a lot. From the hardware, the size of it, the just everything about it is really nice so far, and I keep digging in. But there's a learning curve.
Yeah.
So like it's like just with the phone, there's I don't even want to go into that. Like, but just making phone calls or trying to do contacts, it's weird. It doesn't work as easy. They got some work to do on that, but
Yeah. It's
it's
funny
good
that
stuff.
it's funny how like I had all my stuff and my emails and stuff like that. Obviously, you guys know my personal email, and it's changed a couple times. Um, but I wanted to get away from Apple's infrastructure, like their whole app platform, like their Word and like all their things like that. So I was like, well, I'm going to go to Outlook. I'm going to go to the Microsoft platform because they have all the free apps and Windows 8 and everything. And then I started bumping into issues with that. So actually, I've finally made the switch and the move, and I use everything Google, Google Calendar, Google Email, like Google Wallet, Google Maps. So when you look at the front screen of my iPhone, everything's Google that's on the front of it, and then like I have a whole Google folder that has Drive, and it's like I even use Google Music. I don't even use iTunes Music or any of that stuff. So it's really funny. Like if I would switch a phone, it'd make more sense for me to go to an Android because then I would just be the same way I am everywhere. But the other reason why I went to Google is because Google is on all three platforms. You know, if you
Yeah.
leave the iPhone,
Right.
you leave Apple. If you leave
Right.
if you're on Microsoft, you're good. You're probably on all three platforms, and if you're with Google, you're on all three platforms. So, but yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So
Back to games.
yeah, what I've been playing is, believe it or not, I played Call of Duty. Um, Armistice got me into playing Call of Duty. We popped on there, and he's like, "Hey, you want to play Call of Duty?" And and I was like, "Sure, I'll play that." And let me make sure here. Uh-oh, my computer's acting up.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I don't think we've crashed or anything, so it wasn't.
We are experiencing technical difficulties.
Well, while he's looking for that, I did look up that Assassin's Creed Chronicles title. It's coming out on February 9th, the next one, and it's Russia. At the same time, they're going to have a 3-pack, the Assassin's Creed Chronicles, I think is the name, where it's going to have all three for $30. So you can either buy them individually for $10 or all three for 30.
It
All
wasn't.
in one.
I wanted to look up because I said Armistice because it wasn't him. It was Armistice 74. You guys are familiar with?
Yeah, I get those two guys mixed up all the time.
Yeah, I do. I was.
Artemis and Armistice. It's
Yeah.
just like
I was just
I
like,
need to
wait.
remove one of them off my friends list.
And I had to go back. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not right because I know it wasn't right. But he pulled me in. He's like, oh, you want to play? We started playing the other game I was playing. I'll talk about that in a second. He's like, oh, do you have Call of Duty? And I was like, well, I have access to Call of Duty, yes. And he's like, okay, do you want to play? I was like, sure. So we get in there, and I'm like, okay, what do I do? I felt like my dad playing a game. And he's like, well, I was like, oh, I'll just join on you. So I went and joined on him. It's like, oh no, you have to unlock a person first. So I had to unlock a specialist or whatever. So I did. He's like, you haven't even done that yet? I'm like, no. And he goes, okay. And then I joined on him. I'm like, just go. I'm just using all the base guns. Just go. So we load in and we start playing, and he's like, oh yeah, by the way, this is hardcore. I'm like, oh, okay, so got beat up pretty bad. And then the next round I was like 19 for 21 or something. It was pretty bad because at one point I was like 7 and 19, and then I was like 19 and 21. But I was just like, yeah, hey, have you ever played Call of Duty Black Ops 3? No, I haven't played in a really long time. Okay, do you want to play? Sure. Oh, hey, by the way, this is hardcore. Hope you're having fun. So that's why we were kind of laughing about that, but it was a really good time. I had fun. It was, not my go-to game or anything, but I actually did better in hardcore. It's almost like I can't hit a guy for 16 rounds, to kill him. I think the one-shot kills are almost better. So I played that. I played Siege, which we it was, let's see, Nighthawk 70, Wing, Mojo, and Carbide, and myself. And we were all in there playing. It was pretty fun. We had one funny moment. We were playing the multiplayer part of it, and we were on defend, and we had to defend the hostage. So we're setting up everything, and we're doing that. And Nighthawk's like, "I'm gonna stick electrified barbed wire right around the hostage." And I heard that, and I was about ready to say that's a good idea because to me that sounds like a great idea. They run in to try to grab the hostage, they get electrocuted, they're not going to make it very far. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, the hostage is down. Oh, it's dead. The hostage is dead. And what it was is the electrified wire killed the hostage. I didn't know it would do that. Did you, Mark? Because
No, I was not aware of that.
it doesn't hurt us, so I never thought anything about it. But if you do not do that, but it was the funniest thing. We were all just laughing, and Nighthawk's like, I didn't know it was gonna do
I'm
that.
losing you, Bron.
We're losing you.
Oh
Getting
no.
real quiet.
Oh, okay. I should be good now.
Not really, but
I haven't touched anything.
you're quiet and
Fading out.
fading out. Yep. Choppy.
What about now?
Still the same.
Well, I don't know. I'm not dropping any packets or anything.
No. Hopefully
Well,
everybody.
maybe if you drop some, it'll sound better.
Drops what?
Well, Rob, I guess it's just you and me now.
Good, we got rid of that guy.
Woohoo!
That virus you uploaded to the mothership got him.
Got him. Finally. It took long enough.
Yes. The Robin Mark Show.
So you guys can't hear me at all.
You're real quiet and choppy.
Okay.
I mean, really quiet. You were fine, and then all of a sudden you just got really quiet, and then all of a sudden we can barely hear you. Something like
It's just like that.
What about now?
Nope. What did you do? Bron broke the internet.
I don't know.
So, all right. So, anyways, yeah, like Bron was saying, don't put your electrified barbed wire too close to your hostage because it will kill them. And it was pretty funny because at the end of that match, we won 3-1. The only one we lost was when Nighthawk 70 killed our hostage. So then I told Nighthawk, I said, Nighthawk, I do believe there's an achievement for completing or winning every single round in a multiplayer. I said, you just screwed all of us out of an achievement. I was like, you owe every one of us an achievement. So.
And he felt bad for that as well, so.
As he should.
So. I should be at normal levels now. Am I?
You still are quiet.
I have no idea. I'm even seeing in the recording in Zencaster, my levels are like nil right now.
So, yeah.
You said they're normal or?
No, they're like 0.
So I guess you better speak up, man. So, but anyways, let's move on because I no one wants to hear us troubleshoot. Hopefully, Bron, I guess you can figure out on your end if it's going to come back. I mean, I can hear Rob clear. Rob, you can hear me, obviously.
Yes, absolutely. Clear as a bell.
So we'll keep on a trucking, and hopefully you can get your volume back up. But so you can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/this Xbox Life. This is a rotating or monthly subscription. So essentially you're going to make an automated payment to us every month. It's a way of helping us out. Or if you want, if you want to do a one-time payment, just kind of give us a tip or just kind of throw some money our way, you can go to twitchalerts.com/donate/this Xbox Life.
Hey, I do want to make a quick comment, and I'll say one more time later on as well. There's been a change in the Google Chrome browser. So if folks have been trying to leave us messages on the voicemail system that we have on the website. It's probably not going to work in Chrome. So that's something that Google has done in Chrome. It's not really um, anything that we can do too much to fix that at the moment. But if you're trying to leave us a message and it's not working in Chrome, just try another browser. Any HTML5 capable browser should work other than Chrome. So use IE, Firefox, whatever else. That should be good. Okay,
What
I'm done.
about- What about now?
All right.
Can you hear me now?
So you back yet, Bron?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
I'll take that
No.
as a no.
Now he's gone totally quiet on us.
What about now?
All right,
All right.
same.
Same. All right.
At least I can hear you and you're not choppy, but Rainbow Six Siege gets a patch. The problem here is there's no links here, and I don't have any details on this patch. I don't know if Bron had any info.
Well,
on
yeah,
this
I
or
was going to talk about it, but
Okay, go ahead. I'm hearing you.
Oh, you can hear me now? Okay. No, I just a lot of people were saying as far as patching and everything, as far Siege, we've always talked about latency issues, connecting issues, things like that. The patches do come out on the PC first. 1.3 came out on the PC, I think a week or so ago, and it just released on the 13th. So, for anybody that was waiting on a patch for Siege or anything to start playing it again, now is the time to get in there. So, and while we're in there, seemed to be working quite well compared to the way it was when it first released. So,
All right.
Yeah, he's fading out. so
We
much.
can't even hear him anymore. So, essentially, this is what I know. I know that the what I like today. I hadn't played Siege for about 3 weeks, maybe 4. So I got in today, launched the game for the first time. Bam! Actually logged in and connected right away. I mean, I didn't have any of the errors for the logging in, which was so nice. I was like, "Oh, they fixed it. It's about time."
See, it's a good start for 2016, right?
Oh, baby, I was so happy. And then
Yeah.
I got a bonus skin from them, which I'm like, hey, this is cool. And so that was nice. And then yes, while we were connected and playing, I know I wasn't on long, but I didn't get disconnected at all. So that was really, really nice. So yeah, it looks like they've got those issues resolved. As for the DLC, I do know that they were originally planning to do the first pack of DLC in January, but I believe due to the technical issues of them wanting to get the game up and running smoothly, that they pushed the DLC back a little bit. So I believe it's coming out in February. I don't know
Yes.
if we have Rob, do you know if we have an exact date?
Yeah. So it's originally due in January, like you said, and it's been changed. It's now going to launch on February 2nd. And that DLC pack has a new map, 2 new operators, and then season pass holders won't need to spend in-game money to unlock the operators. And then the map, as well as the new classes, are going to be free to all owners of the game. And then February 2nd is when season pass holders get access to the Black Ice content. Everybody else gets it a week later. So that, I imagine, would be February 9th.
Okay. Cool. So what is it, about a little over 2 weeks,
Yeah,
2.5 weeks? We'll have that.
sounds about right.
So yeah, you said February 2nd, right?
Yeah, February 2nd for season
Groundhog
pass
Day.
holders. Yes. And then
I
a
predict
week
now
later-
6 more weeks of winter, so you might as well just stay in playing Siege.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
All right.
everybody on Twitch
All right.
says I sound fine. I think it's Skype.
Oh, okay. Well, if they still say they can hear you just fine. I mean, like Rob and I just all of a sudden you just get really quiet.
Yeah.
We can't hear you.
Oh, that's
So-
that's.
I just was
That's
hoping that
weird.
wasn't that way in the audio for all our listeners. So
I don't.
Well,
I don't
but-
think it is because I see the meters and everything bouncing on stuff.
You sound better now.
Yeah, I have no idea, but even in Zencaster, my voice got quiet. Now it's starting to peak back up to where it was.
Yeah, because in Zencaster you dropped down to maybe like 1/5 of your level.
Yeah, I
from
have
before.
no idea unless it's something on the internet here. But
There you go. You were back.
Yeah,
really,
I mean, I can see those bars moving and much better.
Yeah.
oh, I didn't do anything. Now I'm whispering. I didn't do anything. It's
All
just
right, well,
sitting here. But
let's
okay.
just
Okay.
keep moving here. So, did you have anything on Rainbow Six, Bron?
No, I just wanted to say about the patch, and then also that the DLC was delayed by a little bit, but I had no idea when. So it's good that you mentioned that. So.
All right.
The next thing I had is Dying Light. So, Dying Light's a game that came out a while back. I never played it. I know it's getting an expansion, or I guess like a Game of the Year edition, where you can get the game and the expansion. I know a lot of people liked it that played it, but my question is that I wanted to ask is expansions that come out on a game like this, is it too late? Like, because like Dying Light was like gone for such a long time, and I don't know if this is the first expansion. Maybe I've just lost complete track of it, but it seemed like it's just a weird game to be hearing about a DLC or an expansion to. You know what I mean? Wing, you played it. Did you?
Yeah, I think. I mean, I didn't care for Dying Light to begin with. I do think that. I mean, my gosh, when did this game come out? That had to be. That was over a year ago, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's almost.
Was it that long?
It's been a while. It's going on 2 years, I think. I think it was an early
No.
game in 2014.
January 27th, 2015 is when
Oh,
it came out.
20. Okay.
Oh,
So
wow.
a year ago.
Okay, maybe it's not too late then. I was thinking it's like 2 years. But usually it's like you have things scattered. It's almost like it just seemed like a weird thing. Maybe they just weren't going to do DLC and they were just going to do these expansions or like a year 2 type of thing. But it was just kind of out of the blue, like, hey, here's more Dying Light, and I'm like, what? So
Is this just DLC or is it an expansion pack?
it's an they call it an expansion.
Okay, well then,
So-
then that's probably fine. I mean,
Yeah.
DLC. I mean, a year later, that seems a little crazy. An expansion is probably a good idea. Because you think about it, it's going to bring people back. There's going to be
Right.
more than just like a few maps or something. It's going to be there's probably some really good meat, to this game.
Right.
It might be 8 to 10 hours of content or more. I don't know, but an expansion I can see. Yeah, that's pretty good after just 1 year. DLC, no.
Right. Yeah.
I'm looking at the wiki, and supposedly they've released 2 downloadable content packages, and an expansion. And the expansion. So they've had 2 DLC packs in the past year, plus this. So,
all right. Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, sorry, it was supposed to be crazy, but yeah, as far as I mean, you see expansions like year 2s, like Destiny did it, and Diablo. I mean, they have like massive expansions, but it just seemed kind of weird because the game was just kind of seemed like it faded away a little bit. But if we have people in the community that's played it and loved it and is going to do this or whatever, let me know because I haven't even played any of it, and I would like to try it. So, but yeah, all right.
Yeah, looks like this is coming out on February 9th.
Yeah.
Also, just like the Siege patch.
Cool. All right.
Alrighty.
The
Next up?
Yeah, the next thing I had written down here was Scalebound. So everybody, or did we talk about this last week, Rob? I was curious.
A
on
little
that.
bit, yeah.
Okay.
We did.
We might want to skip over this then. It was just that Scalebound was delayed until 2017. I was trying to find some of the big points and stuff to talk about, but we can skip over that one.
Yeah, hopefully they delayed it to fix that awful acting of the main character dude,
Oh,
where
yeah.
he talks like high schooler. Not there's
Yeah.
anything wrong about high schoolers.
That was just an early game footage, I think, but too
Yeah.
early to show it. But so one thing I am excited to talk about, and we've talked about it before, is this little game called The Division. So I don't know if you've heard about it, but it's awesome, and they're coming
Can
out.
you tell us about it?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the alpha was out. A lot of people were speculating that the game is going to be delayed again because they pushed the beta. They took the beta and called it an alpha, and then they said the beta was going to be this year. And nobody knew when the beta was coming. Well, we do now. We know the beta is the 28th, 29th, 30th, and 31st of this month. Now, the 28th, you get an extra day on Xbox. PC and PlayStation 4 get it, the day after for, so they're the 29 through 31st. The Xbox is 28 through the 31st. You can be placed on a waiting list, but they say if you pre-order it, you're in the beta. Now, the weird thing is when you go to sign up for the beta, ask you for a pre-order code. Well, I pre-ordered online on Xbox. I getting the digital version. I never got a code. But when I went to sign up, it already said I was on the list. So I'm not sure if that was for the waiting list from before I pre-ordered, or if it automatically knew because I pre-ordered digitally, or what. But I better be in this beta because I have to play the game. I have to play the game. In a way, I want to play it, and in a way, I don't. But seeing that it's only those couple days, I figure I can go in and play it.
I had a thought on that because I made a post in our Facebook group about. I really liked the alpha a lot. I mean that made it clear that I wanted this game, and it was everything I wanted it to be, or at least in theory and gameplay. So. But so I'm looking forward to it, but I'm worried about, do I want to play it again and put another 4 days into it when you're probably going to start again? You're probably going to be doing the same thing. I don't know if you've read or seen anything, if we're going to get a different chunk of the game, or are we going to just repeat the same thing, just a different build version with updated textures, maybe some new weapons, that's my question. If it's the same thing that we did, like kind of like Rainbow Six, it was pretty much the same thing. They did different game modes, but I was like in every beta and alpha for that game, and it didn't really diminish my enjoyment of the game. But that one's like a shooter. You're always it's terrorist hunt. You're just doing the same thing over and over. With this one, because there's like story and character development and stuff like that, I'm a little worried that I don't want to do like 3 or 4 betas and 4 times build my character up always to be resetting. And then when it comes out, then I'm kind of like, all right, well, the next hour or 2 hours, I've already played this 4 times. Let's do it. You know what I mean? So I'm a little worried it's going to diminish the excitement that I'm going to have on day one with the game. And I'm really tempted not to play it. But I kind of want to know like what has changed from the alpha, because I really enjoyed seeing the progress with Rainbow Six Siege and actually going, oh, they fixed this, they changed that. Oh, that's awesome. I like this. I know I'm going to notice things with the Division, but I don't want to do the same thing over. You know what I mean? And I'm afraid when it gets here, it's going to be like, oh, okay, well, it's the brand new game. I'm excited, but I've played it a lot. You know what I mean? What do you think on that, Rob? What do you think on that?
I don't know. No comment.
All right, Braun, how about you? Because you're dying to play it, and I know you pre-ordered it.
Yeah. Well,
do
see, that's...
Do you worry that you're going to overplay it?
That's where I was saying it's like I want to play it, but I don't want to play it. That's the exact reason. Like, and because it's such a short amount of time, like the amount of days is so short, I feel that I'll be okay going in and playing it. I did certain things in the alpha. I think I'm going to go and maybe do some different stuff in this beta, so then I'm not like kind of reworking the same things over and over. Um, but yes, I'm going to just play enough just to make myself happy because I do not want exactly what you're saying. I don't want to be like this is the fifth time I've done this already, type of scenario. Even though I don't think there's going to be any more betas. I think this is it. I think you're just going to have this one and be done, but we'll have to say.
The
We'll have to
game.
see.
When does this game come out? Is it March?
March. Early March.
Well,
It's coming soon.
they could do another beta right before launch. Rainbow Six did.
Yeah.
I mean, days before launch it came out, and that's when they had all the network problems.
Yeah.
I was like, "What? It's worked great up until days before it launches."
I want to say it's
And then-
the 4th. It's weird. I wanted to say it was like a weird day. So I don't know if it was
Well, I'll be there with you.
It was a
I mean,
Friday or
I'm
not.
sure I will be. Even Carbide's like, "Dude, you can't not play. I need my buddy to go through and play." So I'll probably do it. I'm just, I am curious as to, how it's gonna play and what news there. But I'm just worried I just don't want to be like all, like kind of feel like burned out. I mean, obviously I'm not going to. It's only a few hours, but I want it to feel new and fresh. It's exciting for a new game to come out. But oh well.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I can't wait. So, you were out for like, the last 4 weeks. We talked about things like what are you looking forward to in the first couple months of the year as far as game wise. Do you want to share what you're looking forward to?
Definitely Division
Right.
is huge on my list, and I really think the next big thing I want. There's two other games I really want this next year. One is Crackdown 3, and then the other one is Quantum Break. The more I see a Quantum Break, the more that looks like it's going to be a fun game to play. They need to stop delaying it and just put it out. I mean, we've been looking at this game for years now. So, it's I think been 3 years that they've been talking about this game because they talked about it. I think they demoed it back before the Xbox One was even out. Back
Yeah, it
at
was on that
E3.
reveal, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah, and I think it was at E3 in June prior to the release of Xbox One. So, we've seen this thing now for 2.5 years or heard about this
Yeah,
game. It had to be in development quite a ways before then because we were kind of expecting it to come out in the first year. Now we're into the third years of the Xbox One. It's not here yet. So I really want it. And I hope that comes out. So those are kind of the three big games, the Division, Crackdown 3. Those are my top two. And then I do want Quantum Break. So I don't think Wildlands. I think Wildlands is a 2017 game. So that's looking far forward. That's that Ghost Recon game.
Right.
So, and also Hitman. If this Hitman game is similar to the last one, then I will be all over it. If they go and completely change it, then I probably won't enjoy it and probably won't bother. But I really liked the way it was the last time.
Well, so Hitman, the way I've read, is supposed to be the first AAA episodic game. So
then I'm out.
Well, here you gotta hear me
out
out here. So what it is it's supposed to be like you're buying a platform. So you are going in and you're getting a certain scenario that you have to complete. And then they're going to be releasing new scenarios and new things to do, in the given, weeks and months and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So that's the way it is. It's not in my mind it's not a story driven game. It's more of like you have to assassinate this person and here's where you are and here's the intel you have. Now go do that assassination. And then the next one will be like, okay, well, here's another assassination. Go do this one. Here's another assassination. Go do this one. It's not going to be like, here's a story that has 8 levels.
See, I'm not doing this episodic garbage anymore. I'm not even doing the next Walking Dead game.
Well, so episodic's
It's-
probably not a good way to say it, because
No, but if you're
episodic
saying
is
they're
like you have
gonna-
to wait 3 months to get something. It's not that way. It's supposed to be like a weekly, like all the time, always stuff coming out for it.
Oh, that's what they say. But then what happens when it doesn't? How long are they going to keep doing it?
Oh, I have no idea. Depends on
Right.
how successful they want it to be. So
And if it doesn't sell, then they won't be putting the money into it, and then you won't have any more content. And no, I don't. No, then I'll be skipping it. If it's not a traditional game like the last one, and forget it.
I think it's one that I'm excited for. I wanna see what it's like. So, but all right.
But
Let's
yeah, I think
see.
that's about it for me. I think, at least off the top of my head.
You playing solitary one?
No.
Can hear all your mouse clicks.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
okay.
All right, minimize. Sorry, I'm falling behind. It's like I got those. It's the Microsoft Solitaire, like, so you got all those challenges for the month. Well, I'm like weeks behind,
No, I'm just-
and they go away at the end of the month. You got to get them all in to get your golds and bronzes, and
That's funny.
I haven't had time to sit down and do it. So I was like,
Well,
I'm sitting here. I might as well do. So.
So Gunny Chief, and in the chat here in Twitch, he's asking, I'm getting it, but I don't want to wait a month for the next one. So that's why I was saying I'm giving it a bad. I'm saying maybe I'm saying something negative by calling it episodic, and I don't want to say that because I'd be incorrect. It's not like your normal episodic game, because even the first Walking Dead was supposed to be an episode a month, and it took a year for that whole game to come out. The first
Right.
Walking Dead. I mean, they were delayed by months, and it's not supposed to be like that. The way I always understand it's supposed to be new content always coming out. So, and
I'll have
with
to
and
see.
that with that
Hopefully I have
one
to see.
yeah, we'll have to wait and see. With that one level, I thought there's going to be multiple things, like, in the last Hitman, where you could design a level and do something, and you had to give certain parameters to it, and then you could send it out to your friends to try to complete
That's-
it and beat it.
That's boring.
Yeah,
I hate that
so-
stuff. I don't want to be a game designer. I hate when they're like, oh, well, you guys design the game. It's like, I don't get, like, was that Project Spark and Minecraft and, all these types of, oh, it's creative and you do it yourself. It's, well, no, where I'm paying you to be creative. I'm not paying $60 and then have to go and do all the work.
Right.
But that's just me. I know people love building because it's like my kids love Minecraft, and I'm just, I don't get it. But then again, I can't get them out of the Lego aisle of the store either. So, as a kid, I'm like, yeah, I can see why you would like Minecraft, because it's like building Legos. As an adult, I'm like, yeah, the Legos are still kind of cool. I helped my kid build a TIE fighter thing over Christmas, and I actually had fun putting that thing together. But man, have Legos gotten complicated.
Yeah.
There's like a
Yeah.
80-page instruction booklet. It's like, whoo, boy. And you miss one thing wrong, and you messed the whole thing up. But I still, where am I going? I just
You
completely
don't like the
lost where I'm-
building. You just you want them to give you a
Oh,
completed game,
yeah.
basically.
So yeah, I want them to build it. I don't want to do it. The episodic stuff, it's like, again, with that, it's like, I just want the game. When I buy the game, I want to know I've got it all.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand now, now there's going to be DLC, and people are like, oh, they're cutting stuff out of the game so they can sell you more. And yeah, but I'm okay with that as long as the retail content has enough content. So what am I going to pay for $60 for Hitman? What am I getting? And there's no guarantee you're going to get anything. Like, some of these season passes now are garbage. It's like you're paying $30 to $50, for skins. I'll use Siege as a prime example. And I bought it only because I love the game so much and I want every possible thing I could get with it. Okay? But it really is a waste of money, unless you really are loving the game and want to support the developer. But I hate to support them in that DLC or in that season pass, because it was horrible season pass. So it's like I feel like these developers nowadays are going, well, we're going to do this, or you buy this, you give us all your money, and we'll just trust us, we'll give you some good stuff. but you have no control over that. They already got your money, and if you don't like what came out, then you're stuck with it. There's nothing you can do. So with this whole the way of things going all online, all episodic, the all online means when they take the server off, you don't have your game anymore. Even though you paid for it, you can't play it anymore. When they do multiplayer only means, you can't even play the game by yourself if you want. Now it's episodic. Well, I'm going to get a little tiny piece. They're going to promise me more. And how long do I have to wait to get it all? It's like I want to play the game today in this next month, the next couple of months, and then move on to the next thing. I don't want to play Hitman today, Hitman next month, Hitman the following month. And that's what a lot of them are trying to do to sustain the life of their product, is stretching it out. And I don't like it. I'll take the TV show Lost, for example. J.J. Abrams stated that it was supposed to be a 3-season TV show. And it was such a big hit that ABC made them stretch it to 9, 3 times longer than it was supposed to be. And it got to be crap. I mean, by the time the thing ended, it was like, who cares? Who even knows what's going on anymore? Because they had to stretch it out and put so much fluff into it that it was no good anymore. And that's what I think you could have something like with Hitman. I'm not saying that's what they're doing, but I've been burned before, so I'm not going to give them my money up front anymore. I don't buy season passes anymore, with the exception of Siege. But that was after. I didn't do it ahead of time. I paid the full price after the fact, knowing it was garbage, but I decided I wanted to do it.
Right.
Well, so
you talk about,
I'll wait till after it. We'll see what Hitman does after the fact and what you actually get on retail before I decide on that.
Talking about DLC or season passes, because I think season passes are probably hopefully going out the door. I mean, I know I bought the season pass for The Division already, but talking about a season pass that I was excited that I did not buy, and I even called it, was, and although I like the game, was Star Wars Battlefront. I like Star Wars Battlefront. I have a blast playing it and everything.
Right.
But I am glad I did not pay for that $50 season pass, because they are still coming out with content. I haven't seen any of it or heard about any of it or know when it's coming out or what it's going to be. But I am so glad, because I'll tell you, I'm done with the game already. Because if they don't hit that March date for when The Division comes out, they've lost me. I mean, they're done. So when it comes to that, I'm glad I didn't buy Season Pass. Now, The Division, I plan on, I may buy it and hate it. I'm not saying I love the game already. I may not have fun. I may be done with it after a short period of time. Who knows? But I just know, based on, how much I put into, Destiny and stuff like that, I'm going to be playing this for at least over a year. So, to me, that the $30 season pass was worth extra content. So, but yeah.
Right. In something, right. I agree with something like The Division, where we now know it's essentially Destiny on Earth, modern day type of thing.
Right.
And it is what, you and I both agree. That's well worth it. I'm willing to gamble with the DLC. Again, we don't know what it's going to be. We could end up hating it, Bron.
I know.
DLC could end up being skins and stuff, and we might hate it. But,
right. Agreed.
So only in those rare occasions of something I'm super stoked for, like Crackdown 3. If they said today, oh, you can pre-order it and get a season pass, and it's going to cost you $200, I'd hand them my money right now. Boom, here you go.
Right.
It's just I have that love for Crackdown that I'm willing to do it. Something else like Siege is, as much as I enjoyed and played the crap out of the beta, and it was the beta that sold me on that game, I still waited till the retail game came out, played it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm still loving this. They did a lot of good stuff. I like what we've got. I'm going to go ahead and dump the extra money because I want everything. And in that case, it's kosher. So
yeah.
I did want to answer Andy Fox 3577 asked if I think Crackdown's really going to come out this year. I do, because Microsoft announced that they're doing the multiplayer beta. I think it's in June. But I know, well, I take that back. Summer. I don't think I heard a date. They did say summer 2016 will be the multiplayer beta for that. So I would expect that game to be out this year. And I am almost expecting probably a late summer, early fall release for Crackdown 3.
Right.
I think they're going to get it out in front of all the holiday stuff. I think summertime would be great because Crackdown is not a Gears of War, not a Halo. It's something that you got to put it out. It's a great game. And even as much as people hated on Crackdown 2, and I was one of them, when I went back to Crackdown, I didn't like Crackdown as much because there was things they put into Crackdown 2 that made it so much more fun,
Right.
like jet boots and stuff. And when you go back and you don't have that, you're like, oh crap, I can't get around as easy, or I miss doing these extra features that they had in the game. So, in Crackdown, I think the original one sold like just over 1 million. I think it sold pretty well. The second one didn't do as well. So if they're going to reboot the franchise, they need to put it into a time frame where there's really not a lot of competition,
Right.
because then it'll have people play it because, well, there's nothing else.
Yeah.
So I think we'll see it. I want to say August, September time frame is my guess, but who am I? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with your August, September time. And the thing is I know they're calling it's the multiplayer beta, because that is where a lot of the technical stuff is going into the game. If you remember watching during E3 and stuff, or GDC or whatever it was, that's where all the cloud server stuff's coming in. I mean, their single player game is all on your box. You know what I mean? It's not utilizing that as the cloud stuff as much, but the multiplayers where the city is all fully destructible and all that stuff spins up those cloud servers and stuff like that. So whenever they got that lined up, that's probably what's going to hold up the game. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, that's going to be a good one too. Yeah, absolutely. But all right. Well, I mean, they were kind of just more of announcements and little quick hit points. We're still waiting for the year to spin up, but do you guys have anything else you want to talk about?
No.
No? My sound's back up to normal?
Yes.
Yeah, sound good.
I have no idea, guys. So,
I jinxed it by saying how well you sounded earlier.
yeah. Somebody else in here actually
my fault.
asked us if we heard of Discord. It was Brentley524. Yes, I've heard of Discord. I'm a part of multiple Discord places for betas and things. And yes, we have a Discord of our own. So not very many people take part in it, but I did create one for us because they are free and Discord rules. So, but all right, community time. If you want to look like you're part of the community, you can get yourself a Wingman 709 t-shirt. It may have Rob and I on it as well, but you can get that at cafepress.com/thisXboxLife for the low price of $1 million now. What's their shirts run on Cafe Press?
Dude, I haven't been out there in so long. I don't know. I think they're about $17 or so.
Okay.
I think they're around that. I want to say between 16, 18 or something like that.
Because I know there's some...
we're not making anything off the Cafe Press stuff, people.
Yeah.
It's more of, I think the t-shirts we get like 20 cents or something if we sell a t-shirt. So, and the reason why is we didn't jack the price up, because I don't want a $25 t-shirt. You know, we're keeping them as low as, it's the lowest price we can sell them through Cafe Press. So essentially we'd rather you just buy them and wear them and get the word out about us. So that's the way we feel we're going to get something. So there's no money for us on Cafe Press. However, we'd still like you guys to buy the gear and spread the word about the show. So
all right.
They're good quality shirts too. I bought them for my kids. I've got a couple. Yeah. They are actually good quality. So they're not bad. They're good shirts.
It's like that good thick cotton.
Yeah, I actually think they're Hanes t-shirts. Yeah. I believe. I'm pretty sure it was like a Hanes or Fruit of the Loom. So.
Cool. All right. Multiple ways to be a part of the community or take part of the show. Let's say be a part of the show. You can send us voicemails, send us emails, and we'll listen to them, read them on the show, and reply to your questions if you have any. You can go to thisxboxlife.com. and click on send voicemail, follow the prompts, and boom, you're on there. Rob mentioned earlier that there's a small issue with Chrome?
Yes, the
Okay.
current version of Chrome, at least what the current one as of the 17th of January, 2016, whatever version that is.
So you might want to take a look at that, or maybe use another browser. You can send us an email on this, or a message on this xboxlife.com, or you can send one to contact@thisxboxlife.com. And we'll get those in. We don't have any this week. I think people were knowing Wing was going to be back. We're like, forget that. We're not going to send any voicemails in. No, no, we really like voicemails and emails. You know, go out there and send some in. So, and Twitter, we are on Twitter, twitter.com/thisxboxlife, and then facebook.com/groups/thisxboxlife, which is probably our main area of discussion. So,
Hey, I do need to bring up something. It's community related.
Yeah.
We need to get a new gamer of the year.
okay.
I just don't think I can handle a whole year with someone that likes Rob as their favorite host.
Hey, now, give me cut me some slack, man. We should have at least one person that has me as number one in like the 9 years we've been doing this.
That's funny.
Oh, I had
You
to. I
rock,
had to
Gunny
bug you.
Chief. You rock.
That's funny.
So,
All right.
see, I was listening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
were.
you were. Let's see. Retail releases. Rob, earn your paycheck.
All right, a whole bunch of stuff coming up after the lack of anything in past at least 5 weeks almost, when it started to dry up. So first up for Xbox One, we have Life is Strange. I think this is the full set, isn't it, of all of them, or is this just an episode?
The site just said Life is Strange.
Yeah, I was trying to find out. But yeah, so it's either going to be another episode or it's the whole deal. Then we have Resident Evil 0, the HD remaster. We have Resident Evil Origins Collection. Then Albedo, Eyes from Outer Space, Electronic Super Joy, and A Boy and His Blob. Those are all coming out on Xbox One. And usually there's a couple other titles that we don't know of in advance that Major Nelson just announces. So there's a whole bunch of stuff out there this week. For Xbox 360, just one title, and that's Resident Evil 0 HD Remaster. Then just to make a quick note of the games with gold, since the new lineup just started yesterday for Xbox One, we now have Killer Instinct Ultra Edition, which came out earlier in the year, so you can still get that or earlier this month. You can still get that for another couple of days here, another 2 weeks almost. And then Zeros, that's Zeros, that came out actually a day early. It showed up for me on the 15th on my, because it did start on the 15th, not the 16th. Never mind. But that one is also out. That's kind of like a fighting game. That's the best way I can describe it, like an isometric fighting game. Looks very cartoony. And for Xbox 360, we have Deus Ex Human Revolution. So make sure to pick that up. And don't forget, Deus Ex Human Revolution should be backwards compatible. I haven't verified that yet.
It is.
But all of the titles are supposed to be backwards compatible and playable on Xbox One.
Yep.
All right. And then if you're going to be making any of your purchases on Amazon, please, please, please make sure to use our affiliate link. You can find that on our website. Just go to this xboxlife.com, click on the Amazon link. It'll take you to Amazon where you can just add whatever you want to your cart. Make sure to do that before you enter the items into your cart. And it only lasts for 24 hours or until your next purchase is complete. Then your cookies get wiped and you start over. It doesn't cost you anything extra to do that. It helps the show out because we get a teeny tiny little like finder's fee for sending you their way. And the money that we get just goes on to support the show, pay for server costs, and sometimes even gifts for the community in terms of contests.
Yep.
Also, if you're on iTunes, do us a favor and rate us 5 stars. Just give us a little review. Rate us 5 stars. That'll help us get noticed in the featured list. It'll help us basically have more people find out about the show. And that's about it.
All right. Mark, do you have anything else?
Nah, I don't think so.
No.
I'm glad to be back. So big thanks, Brund, for helping me get all my cables run correctly today.
Yay.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a nightmare. I remember it was when I was moving, I took a picture of like where everything's plugged in on the board, but I was gonna label everything, and label all the cables, and I just didn't have time, man. I'm like yanking it out. I'm like, I gotta get packed.
Mhm.
So I didn't get to do that. So Brun thankfully was like, oh, plug it here, and boom, we were up and running in no time. So
All right. Yeah, we're getting ready to end the show, and the party just shows up. Party Up Live just popped in and said hello.
Arte!
So,
Yeah.
we're just
Yeah.
ending the show, and the party shows up. What's going on? No. All right.
Party's
The
late.
party's late to the party.
Party's late to the party. So, all right. That's it for 373. We will be back next week for 374. All 3 of us, correct? Everybody's back next week.
You bet.
All
Got
right.
it.
All right. With that, everybody enjoy. I am Brun BJ Swick 33.
I'm Rob, also known as Presar. Thanks for listening, everybody.
And I'm Mark, aka Wingman 709, taking off.